business. The next 4 items are for information, responses to motions, resolutions from all our councils, the seating list, December 2023, and any other relevant items. Councillor Denny.
It is just in relevance to the motion on single-use vaping. So I'll be very quick. So thanks to council officers for bringing this forward, and we're happy that you're taking steps to tackle the environmental issues. And thanks again to the council officers who responded to the smoke-free generation consultation that we got brought forward to Health and Communities. So at the committee, I requested that the relevant council officer could tie in with a vaping task and finish group. And after looking into this in more detail and alongside Councillor Hutton, could I just ask that this is an enforcement officer? We know that there's a lot of stakeholders there that take care of health, etc. So I feel an enforcement officer would be best placed on that group, if that's okay.
No, Alderman Hussey.
Thank you. On item 2.2, the ongoing strike, North West Regional College. We all understand the situation that lecturers and many in the public sector find themselves in. But with regard to this, I've had a parent contacting me with extreme concern about his daughter's progress being impacted, and with particularly even with regard to getting marked present and stuff like that there, and the impact, well, according to the parent, the impact that it will have on that child's ability to move further within the education system. So whilst understanding the situation that lecturers and staff find themselves in, I suppose could somebody check that the college are ensuring that students are being properly marked in attendance if they're there or whatever. I don't quite understand the difficulties that parent has, because they haven't got back to me on the issue. Thank you, Mayor.
Councillor Tierney.
Thank you, Mayor. I understand that the marking side of the attendance records are not being kept as part of the industrial action that is going on at the college. And I would like council to clarify that before they intervene or interfere and try to potentially go against people who are taking industrial action. So I think before we do anything, we need to clarify if that is part of their industrial action before we do anything, because I think that's a very dangerous position for this council to be getting into. And I think, in fairness to Alderman Hussey, he has indicated that he's not sure. So I think before we do anything or agree anything, we should be checking that out before anything happens.
I'm going to bring Stephen on that, but I think that's what the path we will be going down anyway. But Councillor Harkin, did you want to say something?
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. And look, I fair enough in terms of what Alderman Hussey is raising. I actually agree with Councillor Tierney. I don't think we should interfere in the actions that the lecturers are taking. But the reality is, look, teachers, education workers, education support staff, are all on strike. The nurses and all of our health and social care workers on January 18th are going out on strike again. The bus Translink will be on strike Friday and Saturday. This is very, very disruptive. It's disruptive for all of us. It's disruptive for students. It's disruptive for patients. And I just think that, like, a lot of the time, people who are especially in the caring profession or in the education sector, feel really bad about taking strike action because they know it's going to have an impact on their kids and other people's kids, or it's going to have an impact on people who desperately need a hospital visit. And that's been used to undermine their strike action and their demands for fair treatment. And look, we know that our workers are not being treated fairly now. So I think we have to redirect people's frustration and anger back towards the Secretary of State, who's responsible for these punishment budgets, and redirect it towards, you know, the fact that Stormont's not functioning and that there's a particular party boycotting it. And that's the reality. Because we can't allow people who are standing up for themselves and standing up for the next generation of people coming through and standing up for the kids in the classroom whose budgets have been cut. Holiday hunger meals have been cut. I mean, you know all that. So a lot of people I talk to are really, I mean, they're struggling with cost of living pressures, and then they're struggling with all this. But I think we have to redirect it back to them that are fully responsible for this. That's the people in charge.
Okay, Councillor Tierney.
I completely agree with what you said there, Councillor Tierney. I'm a teacher myself. I am on strike myself. It is not my job to do admin tasks, so that needs to be looked into. After these admin tasks, this is part of our industrial action. So I will be very careful on how this is worded if it's sent, and if we can we be showing it or run.
Right, I'm going to bring Stephen on this. I'm just going to bring, you did ask a question, could council answer, so I'm going to bring Stephen on this and to conclude this item.
I think following on from Councillor Tierney, we'll seek clarification from the college as to what is or isn't an industrial action, and then come back to members before we go any further.
Mayor, can I just give a point of clarity there, because that's just, it is what I said, but it's not what I said. The clarity should be sought from the trade unions, not from the college. The college are going to, I would imagine, tell you that they have no issue and that the attendance should be marked. But the trade unions will tell you a different story. So I think that needs to be tracked with the trade unions, not the college.
Mayor, Councillor has exactly put her finger on the point that I have. The administration, the lecturers, teachers, I taught for 27 years myself. They are on strike, but the administration, the college has a responsibility to do that recording with regard to their students. And I totally accept the scenario reference, the individual lecturers, etc. on strike. But basically what I'm concerned about here is one a young adult or a young person in education who has been reported to me, and I'm sure there are others, who have concerns as to the impact that it will have for them going forward. And as has been said, the responsibility is on the college to ensure that rules are marked, that the administrative stuff is done. Thank you.
Right, folks, that brings us to an end of the full council for 2023. I know we have the one on Monday, but the one of this type. So I just want to thank everybody who has supported and cooperated with me thus far. Given that we are in the season of goodwill, I would like to invite members, council officers, all the council workers who are in this room, if they want to join me in the parlour for one drink. I'm not being a Grinch.